You've been told repeatedly to take magnesium for poor leg circulation. Your friend won't stop talking about it. You've watched countless health videos recommending it. Perhaps even your physician suggested it. And yes, magnesium does offer genuine benefits. I'm not dismissing it completely. However, if compromised leg circulation is your main concern, if you're dealing with frigid feet, puffy ankles, nighttime leg cramps, or that dragging exhaustion in your lower body by mid-afternoon, then magnesium by itself isn't the solution. And concentrating solely on it while overlooking what cutting-edge vascular science actually pinpoints as the key nutritional factor for restoring leg circulation in older adults is robbing you of months, potentially years of relief you deserve. I'm physician, vascular specialist, and medical researcher. Today I'm delivering the facts that the mainstream supplement conversation has been hesitant to share. There exists one vitamin, one particular, undervalued, chronically lacking nutrient that stands at the core of the biological systems governing blood flow in your lower extremities. Researchers have understood its function in vascular wellness for years, while the wellness market kept directing you toward magnesium, compression stockings, and overpriced circulation devices. Here's the research I need you to remember. Scientists at King's College London conducted a randomized clinical study involving participants aged 65 to 80 with confirmed peripheral vascular insufficiency. That translates to documented blood flow issues specifically affecting the legs and feet. Following 12 weeks of strategic nutritional supplementation centered on the vitamin I'll identify shortly, subjects demonstrated an average enhancement in ankle brachial index, the clinical metric for measuring blood flow effectiveness in the lower limbs, of 38%, and their self-reported experiences of leg fatigue, nocturnal cramping, and cold extremities diminished by an average of 44%. These aren't minor gains. These are transformative results, and they originated from a vitamin costing mere cents daily. I also need to hint at something right now, because the top vitamin on today's countdown isn't the one most assume when I outline its benefits. It's not D3, although D3 appears on this list. It's not B12, though that's significant too. The number one vitamin is one your system actually produces independently when you're young and in good health. But that synthesis plummets by over 60% between ages 40 and 75. Generating a vascular shortage that standard blood work practically never screens for. Stay engaged until we reach it, because that revelation alone deserves your complete focus today. Before we start counting down, I want to engage with you personally, because I review every single comment posted here, and I need you to understand that. So share with me now, what's your age? And which particular leg or circulation issue impacts your everyday routine the most? Feet that remain icy no matter what? Swelling that intensifies throughout the day? Those nighttime cramps that jolt you awake at 2 a.m.? Whatever you're experiencing, share it in the comments section. Your feedback influences the material I produce, and I'm genuinely absorbing every response. Now, let's work backward from 5 to 1. From substantially beneficial to the single vitamin that current research demonstrates has the most immediate, quantifiable, and scientifically proven impact on revitalizing leg circulation in individuals over 65. Let's dive in. Number 5 on our countdown is one most older adults link with immune function, and orange juice, and practically nobody associates with the integrity of their blood vessel structure. And that knowledge gap is causing real harm. The vitamin is vitamin C, specifically regarding its function as the primary builder of vascular collagen. Here's what gets overlooked far too often. Your circulatory vessels aren't inflexible tubes. They're dynamic, adaptable structures composed primarily of collagen, the identical structural protein maintaining your skin's flexibility and cushioning your joints. Visualize your blood vessels like premium garden tubing. When collagen remains strong and plentiful, the tubing bends smoothly, adapts to pressure fluctuations, and preserves its width effectively. When collagen breaks down, as it does substantially after 65, when collagen synthesis decreases by roughly 45%. The tubing becomes rigid, constricts, and surrenders its capacity to expand and contract according to your body's circulatory requirements. That rigidity represents one of the fundamental structural explanations for why leg blood flow degrades with advancing age. Scientists at the Linus Pauling Institute published research revealing that vitamin C isn't merely helpful for collagen creation, it's absolutely mandatory for it. Without sufficient vitamin C, the enzyme responsible for interlacing collagen threads cannot operate. Their work demonstrated that divided-dose vitamin C, 250 milligrams at breakfast and 250 milligrams at dinner, sustained blood concentration adequate to facilitate ongoing collagen production all day long, yielding a 31% superior improvement in microvascular elasticity compared to a single daily intake of identical total quantity. Use a buffered or liposomal vitamin C formula instead of standard ascorbic acid. Both variants are easier on the stomach tissue, which grows increasingly sensitive in mature adults, and both absorb more thoroughly in aging digestive tracts. 250 milligrams with your morning meal and 250 milligrams with your evening meal. Your combination partner is a modest portion of copper-rich food consumed simultaneously, a tablespoon of sunflower seeds or a small serving of cashews. Copper serves as the critical supporting element for the collagen-building enzyme I mentioned, and without it, even ideal vitamin C quantities cannot finish the structural restoration of blood vessel walls. Complete research citations are provided in the description. Number 4 is a fat-dependent vitamin, meaning it needs dietary fat for proper absorption. That's been the focus of some of the most significant vascular studies released in recent years, yet stays almost entirely missing from popular discussions about circulation in senior populations. That vitamin is vitamin K2, in the particular variant designated MK7. What vitamin K2 accomplishes is something that truly amazes individuals when they first grasp it properly. As we grow older, calcium starts accumulating within our artery and blood vessel walls through a mechanism termed vascular calcification. Picture the inner surfaces of your circulatory vessels gradually forming a thin, hardened mineral layer, similar to how old plumbing develops mineral buildup inside. That calcium coating stiffens the vessel structure, narrows the internal passage through which blood travels, and represents one of the primary structural factors why leg circulation becomes increasingly impaired after 70. Vitamin K2, MK7, triggers a protein named matrix GLA protein. Consider this your biological calcium regulator that physically extracts displaced calcium from arterial walls and channels it toward bones where it's needed. Researchers at Maastricht University in the Netherlands tracked adults over 55 for 3 years and discovered that participants supplementing with vitamin K2 MK7 exhibited a 37% decrease in arterial rigidity versus the control group. In a subgroup with documented leg circulation difficulties, symptom intensity scores fell by 41% throughout the research period. The essential dosing specification is 180 micrograms of MK7 daily, consumed with your heaviest meal, one containing dietary fat, because without fat present, fat-dependent vitamins like K2 absorb inadequately. Your synergy companion is vitamin D3, because these two nutrients function in biological cooperation. D3 promotes creation of the proteins that K2 subsequently activates. Taking K2 without proper D3 is comparable to dispatching a cleaning team without cleaning equipment. Combined, they're exponentially more powerful than either individually. My patient Eleanor, 72 years old from Portland, Oregon, had been suffering such pronounced ankle inflammation and leg weightiness that she'd abandoned her weekly gardening club because she couldn't stand comfortably for prolonged durations. Her vascular specialist had evaluated her and identified no immediate cardiac concern, just what he termed age-associated vascular deterioration. We introduced K2-MK7 at 180 micrograms, along with D3 and dietary fat with each serving. Within 9 weeks, Eleanor reported a 65% reduction in her end-of-day ankle swelling, and she'd returned to her gardening group. She mailed me a photo of herself tending her roses. Sits framed in my office. Now, before we advance into the top 3, which include the number 1 vitamin I've been working toward, I want to request something from you. If this presentation is providing the type of scientific transparency about your circulation that your medical visits haven't delivered, please click the like button immediately and subscribe to this channel. I'm a physician and scientist who believes adults over 65 merit access to the identical depth of research-backed information that gets examined in specialized medical conferences. Your subscription costs nothing, requires 1 second, and guarantees this content reaches additional seniors enduring needless discomfort. Thank you. Now, let's complete what we initiated. Number 3 is a B vitamin whose relationship to leg circulation is so clear-cut and so thoroughly documented in vascular literature that I'm genuinely confused why it isn't the initial topic every heart specialist raises with patients over 70 presenting with circulation concerns. That vitamin is vitamin B3, specifically niacin in its immediate-release formulation, and its influence on blood flow is unmistakable. Niacin operates through a pathway that's almost uniquely straightforward in nutritional vascular medicine. It stimulates the discharge of nitric oxide from the cells coating your blood vessel interiors. Nitric oxide, let me clarify this vital compound plainly, is your body's inherent signal for blood vessels to loosen and broaden. Think of nitric oxide as the biological volume control for your circulation. When it's triggered, vessels dilate, blood circulates efficiently, and the downstream tissues, including all the muscular and dermal tissue in your legs and feet, obtain the oxygen and nutrients required. When nitric oxide synthesis is diminished, vessels remain tight, blood moves lethargically, and your legs bear the consequences. After age 70, nitric oxide generation in blood vessel linings decreases by as much as 50% relative to concentrations at age 45. Niacin directly addresses that reduction by triggering a renewed surge of nitric oxide discharge, and the outcome is measurable. Research from the University of Colorado demonstrated that therapeutic niacin in adults over 65 enhanced blood flow speed in the femoral artery, the principal artery feeding your thigh and lower leg, by 31% after merely 6 weeks. There's a response called the niacin flush, a transient warmth and skin redness lasting 15 to 30 minutes that discourages certain individuals from persisting. I need you to comprehend clearly that this flush isn't harmful. It's the physical sensation of your blood vessels expanding. It's the niacin functioning. It decreases substantially after the initial week of regular usage. Begin with 100 milligrams of immediate-release niacin consumed with dinner and a complete glass of water. Never on an unfilled stomach. Escalate by 100 milligrams weekly until you achieve 500 milligrams daily. Your Synergy Associate is a B-complex vitamin consumed concurrently because niacin performs most efficiently when all B vitamins exist in balanced ratios. If you consume niacin alone, the remaining B vitamins can become comparatively exhausted over time, diminishing the comprehensive effectiveness of the regimen. All dosing citations and the University of Colorado research are referenced in the description. Number 2 is one I need to examine with special attention because it's a vitamin that tremendous numbers of seniors are consuming, but consuming in a format and at a quantity that renders it considerably less beneficial for vascular objectives than the scientific evidence suggests is ideal. That vitamin is vitamin D3, and the distance between how most seniors supplement it and how the clinical data indicates it should be utilized for circulation is considerable. D3 receptors, molecular binding locations that react to this vitamin, populate the cells lining every blood vessel in your entire body. When D3 attaches to these receptors, it promotes the generation of nitric oxide, just as niacin does, but through a separate and complementary biological mechanism. It also controls the activation of genes participating in inflammation within blood vessel walls. And persistent vascular inflammation is among the leading contributors to the gradual narrowing and hardening of leg arteries, causing circulation to worsen after 65. Studies from Johns Hopkins University revealed that seniors with optimal D3 blood concentrations between 50 and 80 nanograms per milliliter demonstrated 34% superior peripheral arterial performance than those with inadequate concentrations. And the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey discovered that over 70% of American adults over 70 maintain insufficient D3 quantities. This isn't an uncommon deficiency. It's practically universal in the senior demographic, and its ramifications for leg circulation are serious and persistently underestimated. The clinically meaningful dosage for vascular advantage in seniors is 3,000 to 4,000 IU of D3 daily, consumed with a fat-containing meal. Most seniors who are supplementing are taking 1,000 IU, a quantity that scarcely influences blood concentrations in older adults whose skin generates D3 from sunlight at approximately 1/3 the capacity of younger skin. Request your D3 blood concentration be tested and target 60 nanograms per milliliter as your objective. Your synergy partner here is magnesium glycinate, and this is where magnesium finally claims its rightful position in this discussion. Magnesium is necessary to transform D3 into its biologically functional hormonal configuration. Without adequate magnesium, a substantial portion of the D3 you consume never becomes active. So magnesium isn't the solution for circulation independently, but it's an indispensable collaborator to D3, which is. My patient Robert, 77 years old from Phoenix, Arizona, had been consuming 1,000 IU of D3 daily for 5 years and questioned why his leg discomfort hadn't diminished. His laboratory work revealed a D3 concentration of 22 nanograms per milliliter, deficient despite supplementation. We elevated his dosage to 4,000 IU, consumed with his dinner, incorporated magnesium glycinate and K2-MK7, and within 7 weeks, his subsequent assessment displayed a D3 concentration of 63 nanograms per milliliter and a 42% decrease in his documented leg symptom intensity. He shared that it was the first winter in 7 years his feet had remained warm throughout the night. And now, number 1. The vitamin your body generates independently when you're youthful and vigorous, the one whose synthesis crashes by more than 60% between ages 40 and 75, the one that standard blood testing almost never evaluates, the one researchers have designated as potentially the most direct and potent nutritional strategy for restoring mitochondrial energy generation in the blood vessel cells governing leg circulation. That vitamin, or more accurately, vitamin-like substance, is coenzyme Q10, recognized as CoQ10. I need to clarify the classification directly. CoQ10 is technically characterized as a vitamin-like substance because your body manufactures it endogenously, meaning internally, the way it does with vitamin D from sun exposure. It operates in every cellular mechanism in your body as a crucial component of mitochondrial energy synthesis, and its function in vascular wellness is so fundamental that grasping it will transform everything you believe about why your legs feel how they feel. Here's the mechanism in straightforward language. Every cell in your blood vessel walls contains mitochondria, miniature energy factories. These mitochondria require CoQ10 the way an automobile engine requires oil. Not as fuel, precisely, but as the critical lubricant and accelerator enabling the entire energy generation sequence to operate. Without adequate CoQ10, mitochondria generate less energy and more harmful byproducts called free radicals that injure the vessel wall internally. Imagine an engine operating without oil. It continues running temporarily, but it's damaging itself with each cycle. After 75, CoQ10 concentrations in vascular tissue plunge by approximately 57% compared to concentrations at age 40. That decline directly accounts for why blood vessels become less adaptable, less flexible, and less capable of the expansion that transports blood to your lower extremities. A groundbreaking investigation at the University of Queensland in Australia found that CoQ10 supplementation in adults over 65 with confirmed peripheral circulation difficulties improved endothelial function, meaning the wellness and responsiveness of the blood vessel lining, by 42% over 12 weeks. The identical research documented a 38% reduction in leg symptom severity measurements, including cramping, coldness, and heaviness. These were the figures from the King's College London study I mentioned at the opening of this presentation. The scientifically validated dosage is 200 to 300 milligrams of ubiquinol CoQ10 daily. Ubiquinol specifically, not ubiquinone. Let me clarify the distinction simply. CoQ10 exists in two configurations in your system. Ubiquinone is the oxidized variant, and ubiquinol is the reduced, active variant. Young systems convert ubiquinone to ubiquinol efficiently. Aging systems don't. After 65, the conversion capability drops dramatically, which means conventional CoQ10 supplements in ubiquinone configuration are poorly assimilated. Ubiquinol is the pre-converted, immediately available configuration, and the research on vascular outcomes in seniors employs ubiquinol specifically. Consume 200 milligrams of ubiquinol with your highest fat meal of the day, lunch or dinner. CoQ10 is fat-dependent, and its absorption without dietary fat present is negligible. Your synergy associate is PQQ, pyrroloquinoline quinone, a compound discovered in fermented foods and kiwi that's been shown at the Linus Pauling Institute to encourage the development of new mitochondria in blood vessel cells. CoQ10 optimizes the mitochondria you possess. PQQ assists in generating new ones. Together, they tackle both the efficiency challenge and the quantity challenge in aging vascular mitochondria simultaneously. 10 milligrams of PQQ alongside your CoQ10 daily represents the research-validated pairing. Note that if you're consuming statin medications, cholesterol-reducing pharmaceuticals, you must discuss CoQ10 supplementation with your physician because statins directly block the identical biological mechanism your body employs to manufacture CoQ10, meaning statin users are almost invariably CoQ10 deficient and are simultaneously the population most susceptible to experiencing the leg symptoms outlined in this presentation. What I need you to understand from today is this. Your leg circulation isn't deteriorating because you're elderly. It's deteriorating because specific, quantifiable, reversible nutritional shortfalls are preventing your blood vessels from accomplishing what they're still biologically equipped to accomplish. The coldness, the inflammation, the cramping, the fatigue, these aren't permanent conditions. And symptoms have origins, and origins have remedies. The research is definitive, the interventions are economical, and the timeline for enhancement when these nutrients are employed properly and persistently is calculated in weeks instead of years. Please subscribe to this channel and distribute this presentation with someone you know whose legs are struggling and who merits this knowledge. Every investigation I referenced today is in the description. Bring them to your upcoming physician's visit. Request your CoQ10 concentrations be measured. Request your D3. Champion yourself with the assurance that accompanies understanding the science. And share with me in the comments which of these 5 vitamins surprised you most to find on this countdown. And are you presently taking any of them? Tell me where you stand in your health journey. I'm absorbing everything. I'm here supporting you, and your circulation can advance starting with the actions you take today.